Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. This is a show that happens twice a week where two old guys play old games. Tyler and Dave
Back
play
together
old
again.
games.
After no hiatus.
Yeah. After Friday and Saturday.
You know what's weird is like when we record our Wednesday shows on Tuesday, like that stretch of time between our recording on Tuesday and our recording on Sunday seems like an eternity.
Yeah.
It really does feel like a long time between like those what is that, 4 days?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Man, I haven't seen Dave in 4 days. Haven't seen Josh Nance in a month. Haven't seen Dave in 4 days.
I haven't seen Josh in a while either. That makes me sad. We gotta get Josh on the show because Tyler.
Yep.
The only fucking time you and I see each other are when we record the show.
Yeah, I mean it's because this is already pre-programmed in the plans. So any other thing is just like logistics. Like it's just like, well, I'll see him in 4 days.
Yeah. No, I get it. Trust me. I'm glad you feel it the exact same way. Because I get like, sometimes people ask me like, what's Tyler up to? And I'm like, I don't know.
I'll ask him Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll ask him on Tuesday.
Well, Dave, I've got something for us to try.
I mean,
right off the bat.
I hope it's what I think that it might be. It is.
It is.
Okay, my intro involves. Okay, please. What are these things?
These are. Because I saw them in the dollar store, and then I believe Ryan Walters also sent a picture. The Zebra Cake Nutty Bars, which takes one of my favorite desserts and one of Nikki's favorite desserts and just smashes them together.
Yeah, Nikki does love those nutty bars.
Nutty bars. Nutter butters are the peanut-shaped cookies with peanut butter.
There are too many fucking snacks.
There are too many fucking nut butters, bro.
That have like nut and butt in it. So my intro story. Hi, I'm Dave, your bespectacled host. I was gonna say that you know how like in non-industrial villages, a young man will go out hunting, and he needs to come back with his game to prove himself to his village that he is a man. Mm-hmm. I tried to do that today. I'm actually late to this recording because I wandered Walmart for 15 minutes trying to find these, and I could not find it. And
dollar store 5 minutes away.
Man. All right. Oh, I love it. I'm so glad. You're the man of the village.
Let's try these.
All right. I got mine open. So it looks like a waffle wafer just with a zebra cake icing treatment. Yeah, it's good.
I think it's good.
Not a lot of zebra cake to it.
No. I think kind of what it boils down to, it tastes like a vanilla nutty bar instead of a chocolate one. Mm-hmm. Still pretty good. I like that they're individually wrapped instead of like the two big bars together. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with nutty bars.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with snack cakes. So this just blew both our diets, right?
Yep. No, what is it? By Fitness Pal, I've been burning like 4,000 calories a day every day that I work.
God.
Because it's just like I get a 30-minute lunch and 2 10-minute breaks. Otherwise, I'm just running around.
Really?
So, yeah, get my exercise in.
I didn't know. You told me earlier that you burn a lot of calories at work. 4,000? Wow. Yeah. You can eat whatever you want.
I pretty much have been. I make sure I only eat a salad at work because, one, I mean, part of my diet. 2, I'm not comfortable enough to like go to the grill and say, "Hey, will you make me a cheeseburger?"
Why not?
No, I'm just not. I just don't want to fuck with it. I don't know if like, do I need to make this? But
also,
it's not my station.
Okay.
But I don't want them to have to make it for me. Self-serve salad bar.
What do the other chefs do? Like, I mean,
I've seen a lot of them cook for themselves.
gotcha. Oh, then I would.
But,
I also would.
but it
get a burger
varies,
then.
or somebody will cook for like 3 or 4 people, or it always changes. So I'm just like, I'll just get it. It's fine. It only enforces me just to go, eat better. So
The social contract that surrounds cooking in general, like I do anything I can to avoid that. Like, because I don't cook and I don't enjoy it. I'm not good at it, and it's not a skill that, like, it's a valuable skill. I think it's a skill that I wish that I had, but it is a skill that I do not want to develop at all.
It's a skill I'm glad I have, but I wish I didn't have so much student loan debt to acquire it.
Yeah.
It's not worth that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I get it. I understand that.
It is what it is. Let's see.
On to happier subjects.
Because I've got a few different things for intros.
Okay. Good.
One, because I guess we can talk about it when we actually start talking about M.U.S.H.A. about.
Oh yeah. Do we want to talk about what we're doing today?
Because this week we were sent by Bloody Handed Otaku of Ziggy Moon's Michael H.
Michael H. Tucson. Yeah.
Sent us M.U.S.H.A., which when I read that on the air, when I opened the package, my brother flipped the fuck out.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know about M.U.S.H.A.
Yeah, no idea. And he called me immediately, like, after he heard the show. Oh my God, do you really have this game? This is a huge, huge game. I was like, what are you talking about? That cart loose is worth $250. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Did someone give us a $250 game?
Yeah. I remember you sent me a message.
Did he mean to give us a $250 game?
That was my response. I was like, hopefully he realizes that was a very expensive collector's game that he sent.
So then Ryan wanted to frame it and put it up because with all the rare games, he makes like shadow boxes and with instruction booklets and player's guides and shit like that and puts it on his wall. So we wanted to do that with M.U.S.H.A. So when he came over and got our copy, like as soon as he saw it, he was like, oh, never mind. It's like he just picked it up and then very easily pulled it in half. He's like, yeah, this is a reproduction card. I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
This is for the Sega Genosha. Which I honestly, I was relieved that was a reproduction card because, I mean, as cool as it would be to have that collector's item.
Do we give it back?
Right.
No.
Exactly. That's a weird place to be in.
Or double down on both. Did he think it was that expensive of a game, gave it to us to be awesome, now knows it's a reproduction card and he got fucked?
Oh, man. I hope that's not the case.
Let's see. Then my 2 other stories. Let's see. One, these 2 are related. So I started playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You lucky bastard.
Some people were talking about like, okay, I'll check it out. And it certainly is addictive. I can see why it's so fun. Like, and it really plays into like a lot of Pokemon you never used or never heard of because shit's so rare and hard to come by. But of course, like at home here, I'm never gonna catch a Pokemon.
Why is that?
If there's one in the area, it's like it's a Caterpie, maybe.
Really?
Or a shitty bird. Like around
is that
here,
a new Pokemon?
Nothing. Shitty bird. Shittier bird, shittiest bird.
Those are the evolutions.
Yep. So, but where I can actually catch plenty of Pokemon is at work.
Yeah.
Because I guess it goes on like population size, population density is where
that makes sense. I guess
it spawns better.
I don't know anything about Pokemon Go other than what everybody's mom and grandma knows from the news.
I think I've caught 1 Pokemon here in the house. Every time I go to the bathroom at work, I catch at least 3. And I've heard like it's good Pokemon etiquette for players to
poke etiquette.
Poke etiquette.
Poke etiquette.
At hospitals, because you can drop lures to like lure Pokemon to the area.
Yeah.
And that it's good etiquette to drop those in hospitals so people who can't get up and walk around can still play the game. So I don't know if that also contributes to the mass amount of Pokemon I find at work.
It might.
But so it means I take a lot more shit breaks at work. I'm like, I bet they're about spawn now. Okay, here we go.
So you do like it?
Yeah, no, I do like it. It kind of sucks that I can really only play it effectively at work.
Yeah.
Like, I even if I were to go outside and walk around, like there's nothing in the area, like I have to like use one-use items to get Pokemon to spawn here.
Oh, gotcha.
So But so I go to the bathroom, playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I've run into this guy like 2 or 3 different times now. I don't know his face. I don't know what he looks like. I only know his voice because this guy comes in the bathroom, and the bathroom at work, 3 stalls, toilet, urinal, toilet.
He knocks 3 times on the stall. He sticks 2 fingers through the hole.
Because I'm in the toilet one sitting down.
You're in
Pokemon,
the toilet.
In it.
It's a very
Mario
weird
Brothers.
way to play a game.
And I hear him go into the stall, the urinal stall beside me.
Okay.
And he's just, come on, Bill. Come on, Bill. You can do this. You can do this.
Oh no.
Then I hear him pee, and the whole time it's just, and he walks out and he leaves. And usually, 2 other times I've gone to the bathroom, and this guy's just a groan factory as soon as he comes in the door.
Have you ever walked out of the bathroom and been like, does anybody here know Bill? Because I think he needs to be checked out.
It's good that he's at the hospital.
Right. Or do you think Bill is the name of his wiener? Come on, Bill.
Come on, but you could do it.
Make the pee-pee for daddy.
The potty wants your pee-pee. Like, look who's talking. Come on. So that's awkward sitting there catching Raichus and hearing that.
You're going to meet him. You realize that, right? Because
I'm gonna have to.
If you hear him multiple times per day, or at least multiple times at work, you know he works there.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
that's
gotta
just not
work
a
there,
random
so I don't
guy.
know who he is, yeah.
Yeah.
And either I was walking out of
me.
the hospital.
I show up at your work every now and then just to fuck with you.
You go in different bathrooms hoping, he's probably in this one. Let's trick it
Right.
out.
It's a full-time job peeing at your work.
A lot of EVs spawn at work.
I love Eevee. You know,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorites. If you remember that from Pokemon Snap, I'm sure.
Yeah. Little cute brown dog.
Yeah.
But you have to collect. So, I mean, I haven't looked into it a whole lot, but I know you can evolve your Pokemon, but it involves feeding it candy that you get from catching Pokemon of the same type.
Okay.
And Eevee has 3 different evolutions. And I'm sure you can catch the evolutions out in the world, but they're probably pretty rare. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to evolve Eevee on its own. So I want those very badly. So I'm trying to catch as many Eevees as possible to get like
Trade 'em in for
50
candy.
Eevee candies, and then you can evolve it.
Okay.
So I'm walking out of work, and I go ahead and I pull it up, and I'm walking around, and I see one spawn around me. So I stop, and I hit to switch into camera mode, and then I'm just moving my phone all over the place. Like, I can't find it. It's in the area, and you can only see it through your phone. So I'm just sitting there in the middle of like bunch of people trying to get on the elevators, and I'm just moving around trying to find this Eevee until like a nurse passes me. Are you trying to catch Pokemon? Yep. Oh, that's funny. Just keeps walking.
She called me a few names, but did you get that Eevee?
I did get that.
Good.
Eevee. It was good. I got an Eevee, and then I caught a Raichu on the way into the parking garage.
Nice.
Yeah.
This was today this happened?
This was Friday.
All right. Friday was a big day.
Yeah.
Man, I'm jealous. I want to try the game out. But it's like I can't run it on my current phone because it's like 8 years old, and I need to get a new phone, but I don't want to buy it just for Pokemon Go. Because like chances are for 3 hours I'll be like, oh, this is fun. And then like after those 3 hours I'll be like, okay, well,
all right.
I'm done with this cultural phenomenon. But I'm glad that you're playing it because I know you're a Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You're a Pokemon.
I'm
You are a Pokemon.
That's the theory that Pokemon used to be people, and then
Really?
they've evolved into what they are. And humans used to have sex and eat Pokemon. Like,
Well, humans still do have sex.
yeah.
They used to eat Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. I think there's some like they still do. There's some like points in the game where they'll talk about like, I forget what kind of like Pokemon steaks or whatever. It's very rare you hear. You see about it in game.
High stakes Pokemon eating contest.
Or fillet of whatever.
Oh, I see. A steak, like a cut. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. I am not super familiar with Pokemon, or I didn't realize that you didn't eat them.
Because sometimes it's alluded like that everyone's a vegetarian in the world.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll get little snippets of stuff like that.
Everyone's miserable and has just the stinkiest poots.
But that's it for my intro.
That's it?
Yep, that's
Well,
what I got.
I already fucking blew mine. I went to Walmart. I didn't find the Zebra Cakes hybrid snack treats, nor will I ever remember if they're Nutty Buddies or Nutter Butters. I'll never remember that. Which is fine, honestly, because Nikki likes both of them. So I could show up with either of them and be perfectly fine. She's listening to, she's catching up on episodes, which is really nice. And also terrifying.
At work, out loud.
No. Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? I'm going to suggest that to her. I have because, I mean, for those who don't know, Nikki works with Tyler's mom. Tyler's mom is surprisingly not a regular listener to TADPOG. And I'm assuming that you'd like to keep it that way, Tyler.
Yeah, because she's asked me about the show before. I was like, never listened to it.
Yeah.
Do you talk bad? Yeah, I don't like that. Well, good. Do not listen to it ever. Ryan, should you listen to it? Oh, God, no. No.
But if you do, specifically listen to these episodes. No, she doesn't listen to them at work. She's been listening to them. She got a new FM transmitter, which they're the worst. FM transmitters are the worst. But neither of us have a car with an auxiliary in.
Yeah.
Because we're poor people.
Yeah.
We don't have nice cars. So she listens on this new FM transmitter and she's catching up. And that's cool, but also terrifying because I don't remember what I say on a show like when I'm driving home after recording it, let alone a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm just terrified that one day I'm going to get home and she's going to be in tears and upset with me about something that I said.
I can't believe you said that on Paper Mario Part 2.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't beat the game.
yeah, I got close. I know. I got close and then I quit.
You talk about M.U.S.H.A?
Yeah, let's talk about M.U.S.H.A.
Do you hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. Come on. It's Daddy Bill.
You can do it.
It's Bill's dad.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, Bill.
Do you think that maybe it's a grown man with a child who brings a child in?
It's very silent.
Yeah.
Child, he just holds up to the urinal. Come on.
That's why he's
Bill.
grunting, because he's exerting energy holding up his child up to the urinal. He can't go into the stall because you're in there pooping.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Bill.
You can do it. Come on.
Daddy don't got all day. I saw a sweet Evie outside the elevator. I do hear that. I do hear that Bill wagon, that Bill trade.
Oh, okay. I'm going to interrupt you real quick and throw this off because I thought about it.
Please.
I went to the lake yesterday.
Oh, cool.
When I was off. And I'm sitting there on the benches they have overlooking the lake. I see two guys off in the distance in a boat, both of them with their phones, looking around on their phones. So I'm wondering, if I feel like from what the list that I saw, water Pokemon spawn close to water areas.
Sure, that would make sense.
So I hope these guys got on their boat and went out for the sheer purpose of catching water type Pokemon.
Here's what I hope. I hope that they rented a boat and they're like, okay, we're definitely going to blow each other on this boat. But our cover is we're catching aquatic Pokemon. So whenever you see someone looking at it, just point your phone up in the air.
No, just try and get that Poliwhirl.
You know how it is.
Whirl.
I have a weird question. Do they ever spawn in the road? They don't, right? Or do they? Do the Pokemon
Well,
spawn
you
there?
have an area. There's your avatar and then a sort of a radar thing extends from you. So anything that touches will show where it is and then you just tap on it.
Okay, so as long as you're in the area.
Yep.
Okay, well then that might explain what happened to me on Thursday driving to work. I left the house. I was driving down the road, and then there was a woman who was just staring into her phone. It was like something out of a science fiction horror movie. She was staring at her phone, just walking mindlessly into the road, just walking mindlessly into the road. And then she stopped in the middle of it, which I guess is good. Like, that's a good place to stop, like on the dotted line, as opposed to in the middle of a lane. And I just kind of like crawled by her at 15 miles an hour and just like looked at her as I went. And then like as I passed her, once I had passed her, I looked up in the rearview mirror, and then she just turned around, still looking at her phone, and just walked right back the way that she had come. So I don't know.
It's absolutely what you was doing.
I assumed she was catching them Pokemans.
And I saw someone sent me a picture entitled "A Rare Pokemon Spawned in Central Park Last Night." And it was just, God, it was so many fucking people crammed in.
I saw that little video, right?
Yeah.
Because what was, have you caught a Charles Hard?
No.
Charles Hard? I'm sorry.
No, nope. Charles Hard.
Bummer.
Nope.
Well, please update us.
I've got a Bulbasaur.
Nice.
I've got a Phil's wife. That's it.
I know that Phil, his wife is Bulbasaur, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first Pokemon that he caught in his house.
That's good.
So I love that. I hope that it was actually his wife. I do hear that Bill the Pokemon train, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys, M.U.S.H.A, or as we'll probably refer to it as M.U.S.H.A from here on forward. M.U.S.H.A is a 1990 vertically scrolling shoot 'em up video game in the Aleste series, developed by Compile for the Sega Genesis. That was a weird sentence for me. There was a lot of like that. That would make sense to nobody.
Compile Aleste series.
Yeah, I don't know what half of those words I said mean.
Compile.
The player takes on the role of a flying mecha pilot who must destroy a large, super intelligent computer threatening human life and planet Earth. M.U.S.H.A has been praised.
Gundam versus Skynet.
Yeah, I'm glad that you recognize the Gundam parallel there, because I didn't. And M.U.S.H.A has been praised by critics for its challenging gameplay, strong soundtrack, and graphics considered ahead of its time. In retrospective reviews, it remains among the most highly regarded shoot-'em-ups on the Genesis and among the best of the 16-bit era. The original cartridge has become difficult to find and commands high prices on secondary markets. However, it was re-released on the Nintendo Wii Virtual Console in Japan in 2008, in North America, and Europe in 2009. Okay. So that's good.
That's good. So this game, it's a bullet hell game. Let's not make any bones about it. Yeah. I think we both expressed like bullet hell games are not our favorite type of game.
I'm not good at them.
Yeah,
I'm not good at them.
Neither am I.
And because of that, I typically don't want to play them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all there is to there.
Yeah, because this opens with the anime cutscene.
Right.
Of basically you're getting your ass kicked and your character goes on a suicide mission to save everybody.
Yeah, because his squad gets wiped out, including Greg on the squad, who's a huge complainer. I just want to point that out.
So you go on, it's over the top, bullet hell, force scroll shooter.
Right.
Like we've played games like this before, like half of Axelay, Gradius.
Right,
yeah.
half of Axelay. That's the prequel to Axelay. Half of Axelay.
So out of the gate, I didn't hate it. I liked it okay. It had its good points, some things that were a welcome change in shooters, and then it also had its same tropes that make me not like this type of game. Okay,
so which would you like to start with? What you liked or what you didn't like?
I guess let's start with what we liked.
What we liked?
Yeah.
All right. What did you like in this game, Tyler?
You can take a few hits once you get these little shields that float around you, these little balls that you can have, I forget how many, you can have several, but they basically, if a stray pixel clips you, like it will instead destroy one of those.
Right.
So you can actually take a few hits.
Right.
That is a very welcome change, but I'm not very good at these games, and I just won't see that one stray slow moving bullet like creep in and get me.
Yeah. Well, you still have to power up to get those. Mm-hmm. So you don't, when you start out naked and alone in the world, like everyone does, you will die in one hit.
Yeah.
So it is nice that you can build up your mecha in order to kind of last longer.
I feel like all the weapons and things like that, they have cool final upgrades.
Yeah.
Like once you have it reached, like, I think the 4th stage, whatever, because like the missile weapon, it's 4th stage. Whenever it explodes, it makes a gravity well that makes all enemy fire veer toward it instead of you.
Cool.
So that's cool, although it blacks out like a big black circle on big portions of the screen all the time.
That's the fire element.
That's just the missile.
Because all the power-ups, this is one thing I love about this game, is all the power-ups are elemental focused. So like when you pick up
I was just grabbing shit.
the red ones are fire, and like when you pick up the fire ones, you get like this missile that you can shoot. The green ones are lightning, and when you pick them up, you get a beam that you can fire. And the blue ones, my personal favorite, gives you a shield. And that, I love that shield. Like that shield, like I needed that shield. And the more times you pick each of the power-ups up, the more powerful they become. And I love that too.
And
which of course
the last shield, like, the shield can shoot a gun too.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Even your shield shoots guns. It's fine. It's cool.
Something else that I like about this game, and this ties in with the power-ups, because those power-ups are elemental themed, is that this game is very like cybernetic feudal Japan.
Oh yeah, this is very much Neo Tokyo.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I love that.
everything robotic pagodas. And
I love pagoda tanks, giant robot samurai oni. Is that in the game? Yes, it is. Do you want a game with that in it? Well, here it is. And if that theme and the sprite stylings of that in this game are an enormous draw for me. Like if I would have known this game existed when I was in 8th or 9th grade, like this would have been game over. This would have been a huge change in my gaming career. I think honestly, I would have been more into shoot 'em ups and vertically scrolling games.
Because I would have, had I played this at the same time I played R-Type, I probably would have enjoyed it.
I think it's also important to note that this game, I know I said this in the Dave Roots and Wikipedia, but this game came out in 1990. So this is an old game.
That's very early for something like this.
That's pre Super NES even. So like I think that's worth noting because I think that it holds its own against Gradius.
All things like this on the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Except I've got one. I will always bring up UN Squadron when we talk about games like this because like UN Squadron brings that like personal touch that I wish this game had. I wish M.U.S.H.A had that because it's got that anime opening and it's got that like anime art style. I feel like having the pilot's portrait would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And like with dialogue and stuff too. I love that. And I love that in Star Fox, where like it gives the game some character. Some character. And this game has character in its enemies and in its level design.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have like an emotional connection to the pilot.
It's refreshingly not gross.
Yeah.
As so many shooters that we play are gross because there's just like those weird alien flesh monsters all over the place that vomit giant sperm at you and shit like that. So this is just robots, cool looking robots. It does fall in the trope of like, oh, you're going to fight giant faces.
Yes.
You bet your ass you're going to fight giant faces.
The subtitle for this game should be Faces in Space. Giant faces in space. Because that is pretty much every boss you're going to fight is a giant face. Do you have a favorite giant face in the game?
Let's see. On level 2, there's that sort of like a Medusa face, and it has the side scrolling pistons trying to squash you while you do it.
Also my favorite face. Because it vomits gears at you.
And then there's the the white geisha face, I think later on, that then becomes the angry burn victim face.
Who cries blood.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Who like the first time
I know whenever when you shoot her and she retreats, she covers her eyes like she's upset. And then backs away.
If you look under her hands, it's blood.
Okay.
Which I thought was like, wow, that's a really interesting touch. The game is weird.
Yeah.
Like the game is, and I mean this when I say this because I like weird stuff. The game is delightfully weird.
What I don't like that it does, like I just wish, I don't know what the solution is, but like whenever you die and you lose everything and have to start over from no gear, single shot, like once you get to level like 4 and 5, if you die, turn it off. Just fucking turn it off.
It's hard.
You're not going to be able to beat it.
It's
like
hard.
it's too hard at that point. Like once you get deep into it, you better just play perfectly, otherwise you're going to lose.
You can do it. I did it.
Okay.
But it took a long time.
You can beat Silver Surfer on NES. It can be done.
But like level 4 was like one of the toughest for me to like start from nothing and get to the end of it. Like start from with no power-ups and getting to the end. And I think that this is like that. You're right. This is definitely a trope in this genre where it is like if you lose your power-ups, it's punishing. Like it is that is a punishing situation to be in. Like it encourages perfect runs. That is the best way to beat the game.
Like if there was some kind of system where like you could lock in certain weapons and you retain those when you die, and just pick one, or not everything, but to pick one or two or like something like that.
Like a Super Mario World inventory system kind of deal where it's like save the feather for later.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you get your both of your drones knocked off, you can just hit that button and then whoop, you got your drones that you saved from earlier. Yeah.
That'd be a nice way to fix what I think is what really turns me against all games like this is that.
I have a question for you. This is maybe rhetorical, but like if you know of a game like this, please tell me about it because I would be interested. Is there a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up game that works like Diablo, where it's like you run through levels and you kill enemies, and as you kill enemies, you get upgrades to your ship, and those upgrades are permanent. But if you die in that level, you do have to start back over. Like you lose progress. You keep the gear that you've earned from killing regular enemies and bosses. So essentially I'm asking, do you know of like a shoot 'em up game with a level up system essentially?
Pocky and Rocky?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything because R-Type, all that, you take that one stray hit and you lose it all. Like
I would play that. I would play a game
think
like
of anything
that.
Like Contra, you do that. Like, I can't think of another one.
I think that could be neat. And then like
I think that would be cool too.
You need like certain gear to progress farther. Like to do harder levels, like you need like extra shielding or something like that because you are going to take hits and
see that I would like. Yeah, that would be cool too. Like you go to a boss, so you throw up some of the things you had in reserve.
Yeah,
and like
let's quit our jobs and find someone who knows how to make video games and let's do this.
And tell them to do it.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here and like talk and browse the internet.
No, we quit our jobs for this, man. Come on, just fucking make the game.
Yeah. Are there any other things that you like about the game?
It wasn't. The bullet hell wasn't super intense. Like, this is a hard game, but it's not like one of those crazy, ridiculous shit is all over the place from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, it does amp up slowly. Like, I think I'm around level 5 whenever, like, the big enemy battleships start rolling in.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, okay, now I'm done. I can't. This is causing me sanity damage. But until that point, like I played other shooters that are just like, as soon as you start, it's a nightmare.
It's a pretty short game. I know you, and I think about this because you said level 5. There's only 7 levels to it. But it is a difficult game. I played on easy. I don't know about you. I started on normal and I could not get to the first level. So I was like, let's try this on easy.
No. I don't even, whenever we do games for TADPOG, like I always choose easy.
Yeah.
Always. Like I don't have enough time to play through a game in a different mode.
No, I get it. I do. And I want to do easy every time, but I worry that I'm like going to miss a level or something because like easy means something different in every video game. Like in some, easy means, well, it's the same exact game. It's just easier. And then easy on some other video games is like, well, it's a completely different game because we cut 4 levels from it.
Yeah. Ugh.
And it's like, I don't even mind. I mean, getting a bad ending for playing on easy is annoying, and I do hate that. But at least I have the option of saying, well, at least I played all the content in this game.
Yeah, unlike X-Men for Genesis, like beat Apocalypse, higher difficulty.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly.
This game does eventually, the bullet hell amps up to the point where you get a lot of slowdown.
Yes. Yeah,
on the screen.
I did. I encountered slowdown.
I mean, it wasn't terrible because sometimes you need the slowdown to like process all the stuff that's going on around you.
Yeah.
But it's also annoying if like you're in some kind of a groove and it's just jarring.
Yeah, I agree.
There's part of level 2 that I really hated where you're going through almost like a hallway and there's these little spider bots crawling on the walls that will jump across back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
that took me forever.
Well, the
to get
walls will
through
kill
that.
you, and that's what I don't like about it. Like, that's what makes it really hard is like, if you touch either the walls on either side that are scrolling vertically with you, you will explode, and that sucks. Like, learning those things the first time is really painful. It's like when you're casting. This is going to be an obtuse analogy, but it's like you're casting a spell for the first time in 3rd edition D&D, and you don't do it defensively, and you get an attack of opportunity on you. Yeah, you learn that the hard way. I want to point out because we're talking about game mechanics and a lot of like weird aesthetics and style that it's difficult to explain. That I did stream this on Twitch. If anybody's interested in checking out the gameplay, chances are you already know where we are on Twitch. But if you just want to search for TADPOG on there, it will show up. And I had a really good time playing this game. And I think the stream is actually pretty entertaining. About 30 minutes in, I do lose focus on the game and start talking about anime pretty hardcore. So if you're into that, there you go. Specifically 90s anime.
Oh, we have so many anime games on Steam after this last sale to play.
I know we do.
A lot of weird anime visual novels to play.
We should, let's talk about when we should do those.
Yeah.
Because I've got them installed. They're ready to go.
And because Michael H. also bought us those Nekopara waifu pillow slips.
Yes, right.
So now we both own all 3 versions of that game.
When I stream the Nekoparo game, I will have the pillow. Can I borrow the other one so I can set them both next to me?
That's pretty good.
That game's probably banned from Twitch, right? Like Twitch has games that it's banned.
Oh, I don't know.
And I know that Honey Pop. I still want to say Honey Pop. Honey Pop, I think, is one of those
I think
games.
it is Honey Pop.
Is it Honey Pop?
That's the way, because I watched Markiplier play through it, and that's the way he says it.
Really?
So, yeah.
Then that makes me feel better, because I always want to say Honey Pop, but it sounds so ridiculous. By the way, we did an episode on Honey Pop. You should check it out.
It's a pretty good episode.
It is.
With Chandra and Paul.
Yes.
Because you're right, this game is short, and soundtrack is. I enjoyed the soundtrack.
I liked the soundtrack. I do. Here's my note on the soundtrack. Music is catchy, and I love it, but ultimately forgettable. Like, I can't
think of a rhythm
I can't
now.
sing you a melody to any of them. But when I'm in it, I'm like...
It is very like Tenacious D amp you up style.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. And it works. And it's like, I feel like that's what it's for. Yeah. It's there to evoke that feeling of that rush.
But I think I've seen it after I played through it and I watched a bunch of other playthroughs. Like most people beat it in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So like
I couldn't do that.
If you know what you're doing, like you can really plow through this game.
If you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing.
I played for about 2 hours and I got to stage 6. I started using cheat codes at stage 5. And because I could not get... Stage 5 was so frustrating because I think I spent maybe like 45 minutes just on stage 5. It's a tough game.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no.
It's a tough game.
I like level 3 whenever because it looks different at first because it's like you're flying over a floor. And
the
eventually
tiles fall out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're fighting a giant robot you can't really hurt, and the tiles fall through, and there's the river of lava way down below you.
Yeah.
Like, that was a cool effect.
Yeah, it's neat.
Especially for thinking this was 1990. Like, I
Yeah.
would think this is like
94,
94,
or something like-
95,
Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was thinking too.
So you're right. It was ahead of the curve.
So I like that. And from what I understand, at least based on my cursory search on Wikipedia that I just read, it doesn't appear to be based on. It's part of a series, but I don't think this specific game is based on an arcade game.
Oh.
Which is kind of rare because of course like UN Squadron and stuff like that are based on arcade games. So that's neat.
Okay.
Especially for 1990. Now someone's going to prove me wrong. Please let me know if I'm wrong, honestly, because our listeners know. They know video games, and I love that.
Did you have any achievements?
I do have some achievements.
Or anything else you want to say about the game first? Because I'm out of stuff. So
Yeah, I do have a few things that I want to add. I think that all these things that you've touched on. I just want to reiterate that this game is fun to play. I thought that this was a really, really fun game to play. I honestly, when I was playing it, I forgot that we were doing this for a Monday episode. I forgot that this wasn't on Digital Trends top 25 Genesis games.
yeah, because I think it should be.
I haven't played all of the games on the list yet, but I do honestly think this is going to be like, by the time I get to the end of it and I look back, I think it's going to be hard for me to forget M.U.S.H.A.
Yeah.
Because this game was so enjoyable. And I think a lot of that honestly has to do with the aesthetic. The other thing I wanted to mention is you brought up those drones that you get from like you collect 3 capsules and it gives you a drone. You can have a maximum of 2. Those things are amazing because you can change the direction that they fire. So
Oh, yeah. No, that is critical. You're right.
you can have them all facing forward. You can have them in a 3-way, which is where they kind of like they fire to the sides diagonally while you fire forward. You can set them to reverse. I like it because it
Or they
almost
fire the opposite way of, like, if you move left, you can make it shoot right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great because it adds this tactical element to the game that that gives it just an extra level of depth. And I really like that. It felt like there are moments where it's like it really got me into it because I'm flying and I rolled 3-way. You know how I do. I rolled 3-way.
I know how you do.
Yeah, and me at Fantasy World 3-way all day long. That is not true.
With Chet and Clyde.
Clyde, catching Pokemon in the boat. So,
God, if we go there,
yeah.
I'm going to see what Pokemon are there.
Oh, man,
Go there when they're crowded, see, like,
Yeah.
man, I hope something weird spawns there. Like,
Yeah.
that's where Snorlax is. That's where I can get a Snorlax.
Interesting. Man, you need the...
Or a Jinx, the racist Pokemon.
Update us, please. Update us. What is the most phallic Pokemon you can think of?
Wobbuffet.
Wobbuffet?
Wobbuffet.
Does it just looks like a big old dick?
It looks more like a dildo, like 2 dildos, because it's like a big phallic blue thing that talks, and it has like a tail with eyes. It's weird. It's
Show notes.
It's in the anime. So
Well, that's what you're gonna find there. Fantasy World's Wobbuffet. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so the drones, 3-way is how I roll, but like it's fun when like I get into it because I feel like what it reminds me of is I don't know if you ever played the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter series or the X-Wing series, but like one of the fun things about that is like you can control your shields, where it's like I got enemies behind me, throw some shields behind me, or I can like adjust power so that I can turn my shields off to gain so that I can go faster, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like what it reminded me of because it like I was able to kind of think on the fly where it's like, okay, I don't have any enemies to the side, I don't have any enemies behind me, so I can just go full forward. I can have all these drones and my quote unquote bullets firing forward. The bullets, this goes in with the feudal, cybernetic feudal Japan styling. I don't know if you noticed this or not. The bullets are blue energy kunai.
Oh, I did not
And
notice
that
that.
is amazing. I love that. And my favorite enemies are the non-boss enemies are like the ninja mechs that will like jump out of like there's a level that has all cloud cover, right? And you're flying above the clouds and you'll see the shadow of something beneath the clouds. And then all of a sudden a giant robot ninja bursts out and throws a fan of like electric kunai. And it's like, this is amazing. Can this please be an anime? Like, can this please just be, I don't want a story. I just want to see cool shit like this all the time. But so it's fun. It's fun if you like this kind of game, even if you don't like this kind of game, but you're into like that style of anime or that, like if you're into this thematically, check it out. It is worth it.
Yeah. Now that you can actually get it on the Wii and Wii U.
Yeah,
so.
you can get it reasonably priced, or
Mr. Bay.
super reasonably priced. Yes, Tyler, I do have some achievements. My first achievement is I want my element, and in order to unlock I want my element, you choose one power up from the beginning of the game, and you only stick with that one. So it's like you're only picking up fire, you're only picking up lightning power-ups, or you're only picking up water power-ups. You can never switch. And if you get to the end of the game having only used one element, you unlock I want my element.
There you go.
I've got another one, but
No.
let's switch them
So
up.
I've got one.
Okay.
And are we in Zeal? And you unlock that whenever you defeat the white face and make it retreat. Because to me, it reminded me of Queen Zeal's final form with the two floating hands and her smiling face.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. How like she has hands that are actually like robot hands that like try to punch you. They're that float. I love that. Good connection. My last achievement is Full Metal Abjurer. And in order to unlock that achievement, you have to gain a shield. You have to gain a water shield and never lose it through an entire stage.
I mean, you could do that, but
It's possible. Tyler,
yes, Dave.
I've had fun.
Yeah.
I've had fun talking to you about all kinds of things, but mainly M.U.S.H.A or M.U.S.H.A. But before we close things out, I have a couple questions for you. I have four, actually. I have four questions for you. The first of which being, if you were to review this game, if you were to rate this game on a scale of beards, if you were to give this game a beard, Tyler, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give it the goatee and stubble of Vincent Vallejo. Who
is that?
That is the bloody high dealer from Cowboy Bebop, the first episode.
Man, shame on me for not getting that.
Probably didn't say it right, so because this game reminded me of at least the lightning power up reminds me of Spike's his ship's cannon.
Swordfish.
Yeah.
That's why actually I wore the swordfish shirt today.
Shit, you are. Yeah.
I love it, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would have to give it the intelligent spectacles of Satan Uzuki, who is the scientist type character from Xenogears. So following with the anime mech.
You mispronounced Satan. Yeah, I believe it. Judges are saying that it's Satan Suzuki.
Satan
He's very into motocross. Satan. It's weird. You wouldn't expect that.
Oh, man.
Tyler, my third question for you. I want to know how much this game is on Amazon. Now, clearly, you've kind of got an edge, right? Because Ryan contacted you immediately, like, "Oh my God, do you really have this game?" So you have an edge, but so I want you to get as exact as you possibly can, Tyler. I want to know how much this game is used on Amazon.
$232.
Tyler, actual retail value of M.U.S.H.A, which, by the way, we did not, I don't think this was in the Wikipedia entry. I need to tell you what M.U.S.H.A stands for, but I'll do that in a second. Tyler, actual retail price of M.U.S.H.A used on Amazon at the time of this recording, loose, is $269. So far, so good. $99.99. This game is $300.
Man.
That's pretty rare. That's pretty rare, dog.
Pretty damn rare.
So I can't believe that, back to what I interjected with, I cannot believe that I hadn't touched on this yet. M.U.S.H.A, M.U.S.H.A, stands for Metallic Uniframe Super Hybrid Armor, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Not to be mistaken for Mushu, which is the dragon voiced by Eddie Murphy in Mulan.
That's all. Is that also a Chinese dish? Mushu chicken
pork.
or something?
Mushu pork.
Tyler, I have one more question for you. This is kind of a blast from the past.
Oh.
I want to know.
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
Yeah.
Compile. Where are they now?
Well, I know that I enjoy playing the Hyperdimension Neptune games. And they are by a company called Compile Hearts. So I'll just reach and say they acquired their company and now they are Compile Hearts.
Tyler, as soon as I get this link to open up from Evernote, which is an app that I love, by the way, but man, it's so hard to click on links. Give me a moment. How was your day?
Busy. Because my training is officially over, so I was flying solo today, making a bunch of food. I am so fucking sick of making mashed potatoes.
Is that just like what, the most requested food, or is that like the food that's consumed the most?
I make it every day. I make a huge vat of mashed potatoes every damn day, every damn shift.
Like from scratch style? Or?
Yeah.
Man, that's nice.
Some from scratch, some because you can't, depending on their diet. So like general population from scratch. Special diets you have to do instant. Because like people who are on puree diets can't have regular mashed potatoes,
Gotcha.
but they can have instant mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are a lot of work, aren't they?
They're not too bad, but it's just like I have to make such large quantities that it's just like I'm heaving like a 50-pound drum of mashed potatoes around.
Well, that's why you got those good mashed potato bearing shoulders. Thank you for buying me time. Evernote, come on, I love you, but man, you gotta make it easier for me to click on a link. Okay, so Compile. Here's where they are now. They are a Japanese video game developer, Tyler, who are most notable for having developed the Puyo Puyo series, which of course you recall from when we talked about Kirby's Avalanche, which is essentially a Puyo Puyo skin game. Currently, Tyler, they are defunct. Yeah. They were made defunct in 2003. Unfortunately, they were best known for shoot 'em ups and Puyo Puyo.
So few companies on any of these games that we play are still around.
Yeah, it's sad. It is. It's sad. They are,
because it's basically just the big dogs are still around. Just EA, Capcom, Konami,
like Big Dog
Square.
shirts. They're still around, hanging in closets somewhere.
Somewhere. Someone's got all of them in the Big Johnson shirts.
They might come up later because they did a conversion for Shadowrun. So
okay.
I don't know if that's the version that we're gonna play on Digital Trends list or not. But yeah, they're best known for Puyo Puyo and shoot 'em ups. I have heard of this game before. They did a game called, Mado Monogatari. I've never played it, but I remember hearing of it. So sorry, Compile. They do have a very retro logo, and I like it.
Yeah, so. Looks like Compaq.
Well, yeah, it sure does a little bit. The M's a little different, but yeah, it does. That COMP just really hammers it home.
All right. Well, at this would be the point where I'd be like, hey, Dave, why don't we take some calls?
Okay, let's do it.
So let's take some calls, but first, let's talk about calls in general.
You want to talk about call? It is a point of contention right now. Because we have received some negative feedback on calls. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of torn on what to do with calls.
Yep.
And I know that all calls is being requested on Facebook, which is great. I love all calls episodes.
My favorite thing to do on this show. Absolutely, bar none.
I think they're the funniest. I think that they are the easiest for us to do. They are also almost they're consistently the least listened to episodes. Yep. So it's one of those things where it's
I think only people that call in are like, yeah, let's listen to call-in shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's the listeners kind of drop on all calls episodes. And we don't just do this for, numbers.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see some big numbers when we talk about games like Sonic and stuff like that. Yeah. So where are we? What's the state of the calls?
Well, because we do have a huge backlog of calls.
Go back to May.
Yeah, and we do have people who call a lot and people who call very rarely. But everybody that calls is excited to hear their call. So what we always try to do is just go to the line and play all the calls
in order.
We don't want to miss anybody.
Right.
We love that you call.
Absolutely.
We want to give everybody the attention they deserve. But then we get so many people upset that we
didn't get to their call.
Right. They're tired of hearing from this person or this person or this person. Right. They call too much.
Right.
I assume, you can't get to my call because this person calls constantly.
Right.
They're upset about that. They don't want, it's just.
It puts us in kind of a weird spot.
Yeah. Because I like all the calls. I don't want to.
Too.
And I hate to think that, well, I guess we have to pre-screen,
and that's because I don't want to screen the calls personally, and I don't want you to screen the calls either because part of the fun of it for me is hearing the calls live.
Yep.
Because when we play a call on the show, it is pretty much the first time, unless we use that call for a test to test our soundboard, that is the first time we've heard the call.
Yeah.
So it's always a fun experience because it feels interactive, and I like that part of it. I like it feeling like. You, the listener, can be part of the show, and that's exciting for me, and hopefully it's exciting for you too.
Yeah.
The problem is that the real problem is that we can't please everybody.
Yep. Because it's such a double-edged sword. Because like the people who send us feedback, like repeated callers, that it frustrates them. Like, okay, well, we can find someone to screen for us under certain criteria to keep, give us the funny stuff that we'll play and deal with. But then that means, like, if you're one of those callers that calls rarely, if your call's not that funny and we have to screen calls and pare down the content, then you still might not get played, and then you're gonna be really upset. Like, as opposed to thinking like, oh, when are they gonna get to me? As opposed to like, oh, I'm not even getting played. So it's like, we sort of lose either way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We lose either way. We can't we can't win. So what do you think? Okay. So, all right, we're going to lose either way. How about we just do what we want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, because we're going to lose either way.
It's true.
We might as well be happy.
Because, I don't want to bore people, and I want everybody to be happy, but at the same time, it's just like, I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand.
It's legitimate. It's a legitimate critique because it's like, I know that, I have received a criticism that I've missed calls, and I believe that. I'm sure that I have because we have a lot of calls, and it's like I never do that on purpose. Well, I have before, but it was for a reason that you and I decided one specific person we weren't going to play calls from anymore because that person was being very negative. And I don't really want to get into that. I'm sorry that I brought that up. I just wanted to be completely transparent.
Yeah.
There is one person that we stopped playing calls from. But other than that, like anyone else that you've called and we have not played the call on the show up to this point has been user error on my part.
Yeah, there'll be audio. We have to cut it out. Like, remember, we lost like 3 or 4 calls because of
the sound. We didn't have it right.
I had the wrong port, so it was recording in the internal, and like the call sounded just awful.
Right.
So we had to cut it and lose those calls.
Right.
Which sucks.
It does.
And then, or just like, if you make one wrong slip of your finger, that call could just be gone
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It just happens.
I'm not perfect. As much as I wish that I were, I'm not perfect. And I have lost calls in the past. And I do apologize for that. It's weird because it's like the calls are a part of the show that I really love, but at the same time, it's a sensitive subject.
And so many podcasts beg for calls that don't get them.
I know. And we're so fortunate.
Yeah.
That we actually
get a lot of calls.
get people who want to interact.
So I don't want to ignore anyone. So it's just sort of not sure what to do. It's very much a rock and a hard place.
It's up in the air. I want calls to continue.
Yeah.
Like that's that much I know. I want calls to continue because they are fun, and I have a blast doing them, and I want that interactivity. I want that element of talking to our listeners.
Yeah, because I don't know if we put a monthly limit, we'll play your 5 best calls or something like that.
But then we got to figure out.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and then we're going to hear the calls aren't going to be surprises because unless someone else screens them, we'll have to listen to them prior, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
because that's not fun.
No, really, I don't want to do it either. So somebody would have to do it for us. Time Lord Josh Edwards had a good idea. So I don't want to mention too much about it. He had a good idea for a person that would do that. I just have to get them to agree to it, but they would be good at it. So we have an idea, but I don't know if we do that. So the frequent callers, that their best stuff floats to the surface, and then less frequent callers, if you call once or twice a month, then yours are more likely to make it as opposed to someone who calls 10 times a month.
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, here's what I'm interested in. I know you mentioned funny calls, and I think that's great. But I'm also interested in calls that generate a conversation.
Yeah,
because I think those are really good.
That's hard to filter too,
and that's absolutely hard because who knows? Someone could call, leave a voicemail, and leave a offhand comment that you and I just jump off of, and launch into a 20-minute story about the one time when I was a kid and I went to the aviary and there was an owl who shat the bones of a mouse. It's I could go on for 20 minutes about that, and we would someone screening the calls wouldn't know that.
They're not.
wouldn't know that quality owl poop story.
Yeah, so it just I don't know. I guess I'm requesting feedback about it, but I don't even know what the feedback would be about the feedback.
That's fair. I honestly think that's great to ask for feedback. Yeah. That's how about we leave it there. Mm-hmm. We're asking for feedback. What's the best way to leave that feedback? Obviously not calling because that is kind of what we're talking about. Twitter, Facebook, the regular places.
Mm-hmm. If you don't want to be public about it, send a private message on Facebook. Yeah. I get those pretty frequently. Yeah. And Dave and I both get those.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we read those.
So if you don't want to post I hate this person's calls or I think this person, just send us a private message then with your feedback.
Or if social media isn't your thing, you can also email me, dave@tadpog.com. Mm-hmm. That goes through Gmail now, so I actually get the emails that I'm supposed to get, and not all of the one weird trick to make your wiener super big. With all that said, would you like to play a call?
Yeah. Well, okay. Because I know we've talked about it, because I want to hear it. So let's, in lieu of whatever we're going to do, let's try to focus on Taryn and find her racist call.
All right.
Her racist rant.
So the goal of this calls section is to find...
thoroughly shame Taryn.
All right. Let's see. I do have a 270 area code. I'm not sure if this is Taryn, okay? But I'm going to play it. Okay. We'll see.
We'll roll the dice.
It probably is because there's and this might be where she is drunk because there are 4 in a row.
All right.
So it's a series. Let's see. Here we go.
Hola, Tadpog. This is Taryn. Mm-hmm. I am very upset because I just lost at a Friends Trivia Championship. And I came in 5th, I think, which is not terrible.
I have 200. It's pretty good.
I 100% should have won. A couple of the rigs were rounds, and I'm very upset.
Rounds were rigged,
They
you
were
mean?
definitely rigged. And I know that I got 100 out of 100 on almost 5, maybe even 6 out of the 10, the 8 rounds. I've been drinking, but I know that I should have fucking won, and I'm very upset. So I'll probably fuck a freshman tonight because I shouldn't. Because my body is upset and I don't know what else to do. So I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.
My body's upset. It just needs young cock.
Is that what the song The Freshman's about?
Yeah.
It's about
Must
Taryn
be
losing.
my fucking Taryn.
Well, that wasn't racist. Yeah, let's see.
Yet.
Let's see. There's 3 more in this series. So are you ready to roll through?
Yep.
Here we go.
Hola, TADPOG. This is Taryn.
Hey,
I
Taryn.
guess you might as well Princess Consuela Banana Hammock because I lost tonight at Friends Trivia. I lost.
The same call.
I'm very upset.
Oh, she's
This
drunk.
has been a big blow to my ego because
I could tell.
I 100% know I won. And I 100% know that the group that won was cheating. And I'm just beside myself about it. So it was way harder than I anticipated. It went really well. The questions were phenomenal. I mean, it was everything I fucking imagined it would be. They did music, they did food, they did friends of friends, they did a visual round, they did an audio round.
Pulling out all the stops.
Everything I ever dreamed of for a Friends Trivia. But when it came down to it, at the first score check, I was in 9th. And then I was in 15th. And then I was in 3rd. And
I want to pause for a moment. This might be one of those calls where people are like, where's this going? I was in 9th, and then I was in 15th, and then I was in 3rd.
Here's a little thing I'll tell everybody about drunk Taryn.
Please.
She tends to repeat herself when she has a certain point she wants to get across. She says it a lot, and then will forget she said it in the first place and start all over again.
That explains a lot.
don't tell me that this is the way the cookie crumbled. I mean, I'm a little drunk because I'm upset, and I know for a fact that I won, and I know for a fact that the group that won, that came in first, I'm putting quotes around one, they were sitting behind the girl doing the trivia, and they were on their phone the whole time. So, yeah, they did well with some questions, but they also were cheating. And I'm upset by that, but
you should
anyway,
be. I agree.
That's
You should
deserved.
be.
I know in my heart, and I know in my deepest of deepest thoughts is I won. I mean, fucking Christ. Sorry, Texas people do not know how to drive, and they hit on their brakes whenever they want. Yeah, I won. I won in my heart, and
Taryn, are you fucking driving?
Oh, man. Oops.
Zach Morris style timeout. Taryn, you need to call back and let us know that fucking lie and say you weren't driving.
won in my group's heart because I was answering questions before the chick doing the questions even got it out of her mouth. And out of a total of 8 rounds, I think I had a question. I think I questioned myself about maybe 3 to 4 times. 8 rounds, 8 questions around. I think I questioned myself in total 4 times. I'm very upset because I know that I won. And I won almost $400.
See what I'm talking about?
Cash, money, homie.
Wait, what was that?
You know, I'm pissed.
She won
I'm pissed
$400?
because people cheated.
Hold on, I gotta scrub back. I was laughing too hard. I know I won. I'm very upset.
Money, homie. So, you know, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because people cheated and because they didn't do it the right way. But anyway, I love you guys, and I know that you.
And she's cut off in traffic and died horrifically. I'm sorry, everybody. Sorry that you had to hear.
A valuable lesson that Taryn taught us just now.
Yeah, exactly. She sacrificed her life, and we sacrificed 6 minutes of our show to teach you a very hard lesson on drunk driving.
Still waiting for racism, though.
So far, no racism. Although I don't know if she said the right way or the white way the last time. So maybe it's starting to
I
creep
can't
in.
drive the white way.
Here we go. Here's part 3 of the four call saga. I don't understand why people are complaining about calls.
This is a saga though.
Yeah. This is a weird apology that we just made, I feel like. I don't want people to feel like we're fucking with them too bad.
You're saying cut me off. And you know what? I'm going to talk as long as I want because I'm a goddamn Patreon. Sure, Patreon donor.
Get it, girl?
I'm not driving, by the way.
Oh, thank
I'm a
God.
chauffeur.
Thank God. Thank you for
I'm
clarifying
a
that.
Patreon donor, and I will talk as long as I goddamn want. I've won Friends Trivia tonight, and I am fucking pissed. So pissed that I lost. I'm just pissed because I know the people that won cheated. It'd be okay if I lost fair and square,
No, I don't think that it would.
but I didn't. I didn't lose fair and square. If they were a better team than me, I'd be like, you know what? They know their shit better than I do, but they don't. I want to fucking slit their throats, and I want
Yikes!
to win Friends Trivia. I want that money.
I want to take that quote. So I work at a print shop, right? We do vinyl lettering. So like that's what I want to put on like TADPOG annex walls is I'll slit their fucking throat. I want it Fringe Trivia.
Okay,
Taryn.
in the TADPOG RPG set up like Final Fantasy VI. So whenever you meet a person you can recruit, black background, person goes in the middle. Oh man, that's Taryn Landon. She slit someone's throat to win at Press Trivia.
And she's pissed.
They say she has the biggest of titties.
Funny. But anyway, I love you all.
Thank you.
I will be home very soon.
Okay.
And I'd like you to go ahead and prepare a Friends Trivia round that I can dominate and show everybody that I know I won Friends Trivia tonight.
We
By
did
the
that. You
way,
beat me.
I'm
So
very behind on the episodes, so I apologize for that.
It's okay.
I apologize for that.
It's
I
fine.
told you I'm not driving.
Okay, good.
I got the hiccups too.
the hiccup.
The hiccups, I know.
I'm a little drunk. But when I tell you some of the questions that they asked for Friends Trivia tonight, you'll be like, Taryn, I know you know this. I only got drunk after I lost. I was not drinking while I was in the quiz.
Uh-huh. A despair drunk. I get it.
But I'm pissed.
We've all been there.
I showed up ready to fucking win, and I don't lose. I am always number one.
All right, I'm going to pause. I hate to point it out, but you lost. You lost.
All she do is win,
I'm sorry.
win.
I'm sorry, girl. I love you, but you lost. It sounds like they may have cheated. I can't verify, right? We can't verify if they cheated or not.
I'm Taryn Landon. I win so much that I'm sick of winning. It's the best. My friend's trivia knowledge is top notch. It's the best, I guarantee.
Fucking goddamn upper crust. I want to be the victor, and right now I'm not.
Oh, that sounded actually really
Anyway,
sad. Sorry,
my Uber
Taryn.
is almost home, and I want to just tell you guys that I love you, and I'll be home the weekend of the 20th.
We won't
and
see
I'm
you.
very much hoping that we can record an episode.
No.
That didn't happen. That wasn't
I
on
love
us,
you all.
right?
And,
I don't remember.
I hope it wasn't.
no, fuck it.
Okay.
Talk to you then. Adios. Hasta mañana, bitches.
That was very Sean Miller of her.
That was. We're not done yet. The
Nope.
saga continues.
One more.
I don't know how it wraps
One
up.
more.
I have a question for you, Tyler. Well, how do you think that Uber driver felt?
I'll slit their throats.
Like, does he have a panic button like under his seat that he's like tapping?
This white girl is crazy.
All right, here we go.
So I can only assume
Okay.
she went home, drank more, and called us back.
Well, let's see. This call is from the same night. So let's see. Here we go. Google Translate is wonderful on this one, by the way. Scott, Todd, Darren here again. It's just three guys.
When I start acting, that's my name. Like Scott, Todd, Darren.
You need 3 first names. That's how good you are at acting. All right, here we go. Here it is. Let's see. Let's see what Taryn brings.
TADPOG, Taryn here again. I forgot to tell you, and I'm only going to tell you because I'm drunk.
Good.
I'm drunk and not driving. I swear.
The more times you say that,
Yep.
I get to have a Uber driver, Taryn. Fuck. Bye.
I'm only going to tell you this because I feel like I can be honest right now. I had a dirty dream about one of the guest hosts.
Oh.
No, not guest hosts. One of the normal hosts. Between the two of you.
I gotta pause this.
She did not tell me this story.
I hope that it is you, because like I said earlier in this episode, Nikki's listening. And all right, let's just see. Let's just see. God damn. All right, well, this is a good way to end it, I feel like. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes. Stitcher. Here we go.
Let's just go ahead and call a spade a spade. I've had realistic experiences with a couple of your guest hosts.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Fuck it.
Let's go ahead and turn this volume up.
But I had a dirty dream about one of you two.
Yeah.
It happened not that long ago, and I'm pretty perplexed about it because you're both married and dads, and I don't know where my mind should go with this. So I kind of like brush it to the side.
You realize she's trolling us right now, right?
He's gotta be. Yeah, he's gotta be.
We're a minute in.
Because we're both like leaned into the phone.
Which one is it? All right.
But I did have a dirty dream about one of you all.
Yes, thank you. We got it.
I'm still not 100% sure what to do about it.
I can't really do
It
anything.
got graphic. There were no video games involved. Just want you all to be aware of that.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to open my gate right now, so I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Here, pull up. Just a touch. I can't get my gate open.
Silence.
So I had a fictional dream.
A fictional
about one of
dream?
you that are the normal hosts.
Yes. Thank you,
I
Tara.
had actual dreams and actual experiences with a couple of your guests.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Covered it.
So let's just go ahead and say that. That's all I want to tell you. I love you all. I love you more than Adam and all your other fucking callers because I'm OG. I'm an OG listener of the show.
Yes. You're OG. You're legit.
You all know that.
And you're a Patreon donor.
And they can't take that from me.
Mm-mm.
Adios, pals.
That's it. I was
All right.
expecting like the last second to be like, by the way, it was Tyler. Click.
I'm gonna text her whenever we're done.
That does not surprise me. Do you think she doesn't remember that? There's no way she remembers that, right? She would have brought that up.
Because that is the first I've heard of that. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
There you
ends. That took a weird turn
Yep.
at the end there. I did not expect. So I'm glad that we took that
we were
series of calls.
expecting racism, not sexiness.
Not sexiness. Yeah, exactly. Because things got steamy. Her name is Taryn, and she wants to win and fuck.
Oh, that's her old Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. This is just Taryn.
Well, here, please don't text her right after doing this episode, because in the show description that we'll post to Facebook, I will include a line that says Taryn has a sex dream about one of the co-hosts.
Yeah, there you go. Get that clickbait.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode, where we are back to Digital Trends Top 25 Sega Genesis games.
That's right. Do you know what's up?
We talked about it, but I cannot remember.
The Lost World : Jurassic Park. I feel like that's a weird that's a weird way of
flip-flop.
Yeah, placing it.
Flip-floppery.
You would think it'd be Jurassic Park: The Lost
World.
Right.
Yeah. Which I found my VHS copy of that yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I own it on Blu-ray. Because I am not the kind of person that someone has a sex dream about. Yo, dog, you got the Jurassic Park trilogy on Blu-ray?
Oh. Hey, we like reviews of any kind. iTunes, Stitcher,
Yes.
personal reviews, just send us a message.
Yes.
If you have something you want us to do, just let us know. Contact us. Say something on Twitter, say something on Facebook. Say something on iTunes, say something on Stitcher, whatever.
See something, say something. That's our
if
new
you
motto.
See something, say something about TADPOG.
So wait, is it safe to say whatever we decide on calls, if it involves having a sex dream about one of us, we're definitely going to
You get
play
to the
it?
top.
Yeah, just right. That's a way to bump right on up there.
There you go, Phil.
Yeah.
So whatever you send us, whatever you ask us, touch base, whatever. We promise we'll get to that eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Would you like to see Wobbuffet? Don't Google it, please. I'll have it in the show notes.
Wobbuffet.
Also, would you like to see, I don't know, if I can find the episode where you and Taryn have the Friends quiz, I'd really like to place that in the show
Oh,
notes. But I
man.
cannot
I don't know
remember
what
what episode that was.
was.
So long ago.
Yeah.
I will look for it. And if I find it, I will post it there. And then, listener, maybe you can piece together the mystery on who Taryn had the sex dream about. Because I'm sure if you listen really closely to that episode, like if you just listen to it.
Listen where the tension is.
Yeah, just listen. Yeah, like you probably have to listen to it like 20 times to figure it out.
Yeah,
but I bet
yeah.
you'll get there. And let us know what you think. How about that? Let us.
Who do you think it was about, and what do you think happened?
We need a
Let us
Facebook
know.
poll, I think. Honestly, Tyler, I think it was you because you do have those mashed potato bearing arms. They're very nice. They're lovely.
You can say that two different ways. You got those mashed potato arms. You got those arms
No.
that look like Walmart sacks full
No,
of mashed
you got-
potatoes.
You know
You got
what I
them
mean.
grandma arms.
Look at those fucking tree trunks you got on there, motherfucker. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you can also find us on Facebook. We're on Twitter. You know how to do it. Just search for TADPOG. Like I mentioned earlier, you can find us on Twitch. There is a M.U.S.H.A playthrough on there. There's also some Final Fantasy XIV stuff. Go and check it out. Look for us there. Also, as Taryn mentioned, you can find us on Patreon. I don't know if you caught this or not, but she is a donor. If you would like to donate to the show, hey, did you enjoy this?
If you donate, you can talk as much as you fucking want.
That's right. You're always a winner. You can find us there on Patreon. It's patreon.com/tadpog. Thank you, a heartfelt thank you to everybody who was donated to us already. I want to thank Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue for increasing his pledge. I would also like to thank Jordan Evans for donating. Thank you very much. That's Jordan of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. So Jordan, thank you. We appreciate it. If you want to call us, you can. We do not know what we are going to do with calls in the future, but if you want to just pitch your voice into the void, potentially, you can do so at 270-883-2555. I can't iterate enough. Then I love that you call. That really means a lot. It doesn't mean as much to me as when you donate on Patreon, though. So keep doing that. Let's see what else. What else we got?
If you want to send us something, a game, food, whatever, that you just feel like this needs to be in the show.
That we need to put in our body.
Yep.
You got something you want us to put in our bodies?
a sexual toy, whatever it is.
Taryn.
Send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Yes.
We have an Instagram posting stuff, so that is TADPOG_podcast. And our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Look at that track behind the show notes at TADPOG.com.
Yes.
Dave, how do you want to close this out?
A cybernetic kabuki theater performer.
Okay. Try to make this not racist, okay?
Oh, good luck. I just plan on being silent. Well, look, Taryn didn't deliver the racism, so somebody has to.
That's true.
You did a Trump impression, which is close.
So until next time.
Ting, 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 ting.
Tra.
No.
Tropical Capricorn.
Tick, 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 tick,
Oh,
tick.
God.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. We're gonna go to a bad place for that.
Yep.
But seriously, Taryn, why not both of us?
Man, that's a good point.
Why not? Why not?
No, I'm with you. Just let
Let that sink in, Taryn.
Taryn, go ahead, lay down like you're going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Put the phone beside you.
Yeah.
Dream about both of us.
Why not both of us? Why not?
Spit roasting.